Welcome back to BikeBeat, your go-to spot for in-depth motorcycle reviews, straight talk, and the sound of engines that make your heart race. Today, we're diving deep into the 2025 Kawasaki KLR 650, a legendary dual-sport machine that's carved a loyal following across continents and continues to be a favorite for riders who crave adventure without breaking the bank. Now in its latest 2025 avatar, the KLR 650 carries forward its unmistakable legacy while introducing subtle but meaningful updates. This isn't a radical reinvention, and that's exactly the point. Kawasaki knows the audience for this bike: rugged, practical riders who want reliability over razzle-dazzle. Let's break it all down. The heart of the KLR 650 is a 652 cubic centimeters single-cylinder, liquid-cooled, four-stroke engine. It's fuel-injected, a change Kawasaki introduced in the 2022 refresh. And it continues to deliver that dependable thump with a broad torque curve that's perfect for everything from backroad crawling to long-haul touring. Power delivery is linear, predictable, and, more importantly, manageable. You won't be breaking land speed records, but the 40-ish horsepower is enough to keep things fun on the highway and formidable off it. In terms of torque, you're looking at around 39 Nm, which kicks in low and stays usable throughout the rev range. That makes technical terrain a breeze and eliminates the need for excessive gear shifting. And let's talk about gearing. The 5-speed transmission may feel a bit outdated on paper, but in practice, it's more than capable. You'll wish for a 6th gear on extended freeway stretches, but around town or off-road, it gets the job done with minimal fuss. The 2025 model retains the tried and true steel semi-double cradle frame, which gives the bike its classic dual-sport feel: sturdy and stable, especially under load. Suspension duties are handled by a 41mm front fork and a Unitrack rear suspension system, offering over 7 inches of travel up front and around 8 inches in the rear. Not race grade, but definitely adventure ready. Whether you're crossing gravel paths or bashing through forest trails, it's more than up for the challenge. When it comes to stopping power, the KLR 650 uses a single 300mm disc up front and a 240mm disc in the rear. ABS is standard, and Kawasaki's ABS tuning strikes a good balance between safety and off-road adaptability. It's not switchable like you'd find in higher-end ADV bikes, but for most riders, that's not a deal-breaker. What really gives the 2025 model its edge is its versatility and practicality. A 6.1-gallon fuel tank, that's over 23 liters, means serious range. You're looking at over 300 miles on a full tank, depending on riding conditions. That makes this bike a dream for long-distance riders and ADV tourers who want to go further with fewer fuel stops. In terms of design, the 2025 KLR 650 sticks to its function-first DNA. It's tall, purposeful, and maybe even a bit stubborn in its aesthetic, but that bit more comfort without going full expedition mode. On the dashboard, you'll find a simple yet functional LCD display. It shows you all the basics: speed, fuel, clock, trip meters, but don't expect smartphone connectivity or a TFT screen. Again, simplicity wins. Less electronics mean fewer things to fail when you're in the middle of nowhere. The ergonomics are spot on for taller riders. With a seat height of 34.3 inches, the KLR 650 gives you that commanding view of the road. Speaking of the seat, it's wide and plush enough for long rides, though you may still want an aftermarket option if you're clocking serious mileage regularly. Let's talk weight. The 2025 KLR 650 comes in at around 456 pounds wet, depending on the trim. It's no featherweight, but it carries its weight low, making slow-speed handling surprisingly manageable. With a little practice, even less experienced riders can feel confident tossing it into corners or navigating tight turns on dirt roads. Pricing is another huge selling point. The base model starts around $7,200. The adventure version, with its included cases and accessories, bumps that up to around $8,200. For what you get: a reliable, go-anywhere dual-sport with real touring chops, that's incredible value. In a world where mid-range ADV bikes are easily pushing well into 5 figures, the KLR remains one of the most affordable and trusted platforms out there. So who is this bike for? It's for riders who don't want to be limited by pavement. It's for weekend wanderers, cross-country adventurers, and even daily commuters who want a bike that can do it all without constantly visiting the mechanic or draining their wallet. It's not for speed demons or tech junkies. You won't find riding modes, quickshifters, or a suite of electronics. But what you will find is a bike that just works, mile after mile, trail after trail. It's that rare combination of reliability, simplicity, and purpose-built design that keeps the KLR in a class of its own. In the 2025 update, Kawasaki has wisely chosen not to mess with a winning formula. Instead, they've refined what needed refining and kept the rest gloriously old school. And in a market flooded with complex machines, that kind of clarity is refreshing. That's it for today's review. If you liked the breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe for more two-wheeled content, and let us know in the comments, is the 2025 KLR 650 the adventure bike you've been waiting for? Or are you looking for something a bit more high-tech? Until next time, keep the rubber side down and ride smart.